Hi, I'm Blake.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Zach.
And this is OnlyBands!
OnlyBands.
Only band. It's hard to sync.
Very hard. But, so, hi y'all. This is OnlyBands. This is our first episode ever that we're recording today. It's super cool, and I'm really happy you're here with us. And we have a lot to cover today. So, I guess we're going to start with, holy heck, y'all. Meet Me at the Altar just got signed to Fueled by Ramen, and I am still not shocked.
That's awesome.
We have not had a New Jersey band go huge like that in such a long time.
Not just that, but it's like, I feel like it's been a while since a band just got, like, jumped straight onto Fueled by Ramen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. And not even just that, but that's their first person of color, like, black band that they've ever signed. And I'm just like, what?
Ironically, the last band that I remember getting just, like, jumped right onto Fueled by Ramen was Against the Current. And,
Oh, yeah.
Chrissy Costanza is from New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's crazy. But that was also, like, so long ago.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. Like, Against the Current always still strikes me as, like, a new band, but I'm like, no, that was, like, 2012. Like,
Yeah, that was definitely a while ago. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm just really happy to see it because they're just really cool people.
Oh, definitely.
mm-hmm.
I think it's well deserved too.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Caitlin is our social media admin. She's incredible. And
Thank you.
she is pretty much like our new face of Mission Music in a very indirect way. She's the one that you see on the socials. And she's also the one who designed our logo for OnlyBands. So shout the heck out!
Round of applause.
Thank you.
Clap your hands in a circle.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you couldn't tell, I'm never keen on being the center of attention.
I'm not clapping.
That was true. I was the only one who was clapping, but I'm just really...
I'm happy to just be like the Wizard of Oz, just be like the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it be, but you do so much for us, and I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everyone knows. Yes. And going on with that, Zach is our senior event coordinator. For those that are musicians and reach out, he is the one that you generally reach out to first, and he does a lot for us as well, and we appreciate him.
I try. Anyway, answer my emails, guys. Come on.
That is true. Oh my god, so many bands. I don't mean this in a bad way, but there's
No,
so
of
many
course,
bands
it's
that
just,
don't respond to emails.
yeah, people lose track, but at the same time, it's like, I know that's not my fault. Like, come on.
Zach is over here like, per my last email.
Yeah. RE just following up. The Game Grumps joke. Watching a lot of Game Grumps lately.
I need to watch more of
Yes.
them. The one thing I remember watching from them was somebody animated that whole joke they were doing
Mark Zuckerberg.
about Palpatine saying, "Do it."
Oh my god, the Do It. That was also the best.
It's like,
Oh,
that's
so
my
great.
favorite.
You should,
That's
if
one of
you...
my favorite random videos.
Oh my god. Do it.
I love saying that to people.
It's almost as good as when they were doing Mega Man names, and they were talking about Flash Man, and they were like,
Mhm.
Flash Man, you got too close to Paper Man, and then that's how we got Ash Man. And then they just like kept on talking about, like, they just kept on making up different robot masters that were just rhymed with Flash Man. And it's like, Then they don't even talk. They don't really talk to Sashman anymore. He competes in a lot of pageants. Like they just went like all over the place with it, and I could not
Oh
stop
my
fucking
God.
dying.
So funny.
Honestly, Megamind was one of my favorite movies.
Megamind, yeah. My favorite is people like calling every single like incel on TikTok Megamind.
Yes!
I love
It works.
it. It does.
It's a great movie though. There's no
Incredible
denying
movie.
that.
I think one of my favorites that I've heard was Encelamus Prime.
Mm. That's a great one.
Not just a great movie, a very quotable movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I always think of like oh, you're a villain, all right, but you're not super. It's like, what's the difference? And then he like has like this whole flash show. He's like, presentation. I'm like, yeah.
He's not wrong.
He's not. Absolutely not. As the front man of a band, I can tell you he is not.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies is Shrek.
Yes.
I drive my family nuts with that. They're like, "Why you want to watch Shrek again? Why?" Because it's good.
It is actually a really, really good movie. It's kind of a shame that it got like memed as hard as it did, because it really is just like an entire parody of the entire like Disney discography.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know, dude. It's just so fucking funny.
My favorites was when Fiona was singing that bird. She'll go higher and higher, and the bird just like exploded in his feet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Smoking.
Yes.
Oh, I can't remember which one it was. One of the sequels, the Fairy Godmother, when she's saying "I need a hero."
That's number 2.
Amazing.
That is the second one.
Yes, that's the second one. Okay, I couldn't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
But are we going to talk about Far, Far Away Idol?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's a bonus feature on the Shrek 2 DVD.
Oh, I didn't have the DVD.
It is a fever dream in every single person's childhood memory that loved Shrek 2. And I can tell you right now, I went through every single possible ending of that thing. It's literally, you just like pick who you want to vote for Far, Far Away Idol, and then they just sing a song, and then it's like, oh, and the winner is this.
That's amazing.
That's
cute,
great.
And Simon Cowell's in it.
Oh yeah. I'll never get over Lord Farquaad though, like his armor that made him look taller, that he gets out of it. It's just like, what?
Yeah, yep.
I love that. The whole movie is gold.
Number 2, my lord. That does effectively make the executioner average height, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. It does. I didn't even think of that. That's true though.
Also, real quick side note, I just want to shout out Doubleheader for breaking 2,300 streams on Spotify.
300? When the hell did we get 3? It's been like a week.
I know.
Jesus, you guys aren't going to be able to function when the EP comes out. My God. It's just like, it's literally like, oh, I can't work today. I'm listening to Doubleheader.
Literally though. Oh, and by the way, shout out for Purple breaking 2,000 streams as well.
Oh,
that's
dude.
Awesome.
Yeah. Purple.
Damn,
I can't wait to redo that song too. We're gonna. I guess I can announce it here because I'm making the decisions. No. But, we talked about it and we decided that we're gonna do, because when I recorded that, it was just me.
Oh really?
Like, yeah, none of the other members of the band had signed on.
I did not know that.
Because it was like I was doing it with one of the old members, and like we were using like old recordings from when we were trying to record our EP, and then we broke up. But yeah, like that. It's just me, and I recorded it with our old guitarist, and so like now when we perform it normally, like Eric has, like, our current bassist has like vocal parts and stuff, and like people do things a little differently, so we're gonna re-record it when we make a full-length record.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, nice.
We are pretty hyped to do that because we all fucking love that song.
It's a good one. I spent my days searching through my old room for the things.
Yeah, just keep going up. Just like keep on getting higher.
Exactly. Also, while we're here, I was chatting to one of the band members of Life in Discord. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're a band based out of Los Angeles, California, and
I've definitely seen them around on Twitter.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. So one of their songs, "In Your Veins," broke 6,300 listens as of recently, like 2 days ago. I just randomly saw that, and it went from like 5,200 to that within like a week.
That's fucking
and I'm
rad.
just like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. They also just released "You Think You Know Me," which is a single that they released in October of this past year, which is incredibly talented, and I'm really shocked that more people haven't heard of them. Highly recommend that song.
Oh, definitely.
We will be. I've been meaning to check them out because I interact with them on Twitter a little bit, and like, not like a lot, but like I just kind of fuck around with bands on Twitter all the time because it's fun and I like them and they're cool.
No.
But I'm really bad at keeping up with like my own like daily schedule. It's like just like I got listen, no, shut up. This was very listen, all right, you know what? If we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna fucking talk about it. So initially
No, I'm kidding.
No, you know what? No, it's happening now. It's happening. So initially
you did this to yourself.
Initially, this recording is supposed to take place at 6:00. Initially, it was supposed to take place at 6:00 when we scheduled it like a week ago. And then I got called into work yesterday to come in to work today at the time of this recording. And I was like, oh, well, now I can't do it. Can we do this time? And they're like, okay, cool. So we were like, all right, 9:00 my time. So then I called out of work today because I was not feeling well. And then Caitlin, our lovely Caitlin, asked if we could record at the original time, and I wasn't sure if she meant 6 or 9, and I like because like I said when I said that I called out of work, I was like, we can record a little earlier if you guys want. And so when she said the original time, I was like, oh, okay, so still 9. And
I have struggling with that too because like we're in 3 different times.
Yeah, and so before this recording happens, I get a call from Blake, and he's like, "Hey, are you joining us?" And I'm like, "What?" So this is not a matter of my lack of organization. This is a matter of miscommunication. So stop putting it all on me, or I'll cry.
I'll cry is pretty much my catchphrase at this point. Like, or I'll cry. Like, I will cry.
No, I it's just every single time we have a podcast or a meeting.
It's not every time.
No, wait. Let me finish my statement. Every time we have a meeting and we set a time, everyone shows up at like 15-minute intervals. So I'll show up 15 minutes early. Caitlin will show up 15 minutes after the scheduled time, and then sometimes you're with her or after that.
Yeah. And
That's all I mean.
Real quick, last time we recorded, who was the last one there? Oh yeah, now he's silent. Okay, cool.
I see how it is.
God damn it.
People like bring up things that hurt my feelings. I'm just like, don't ever talk to me or my son ever again.
And I am my own son.
My plant is my son.
So anyway,
adieu.
We are funny. We're hilarious people.
I would hope.
It's the trauma.
Everyone always tells me everyone always tells me, "Oh my god, I love your personality. It's so great." And I just look at them straight faced and I'm like, "Thanks, it's a disorder."
Shit.
Because I do have a personality disorder.
I'm always like, thanks, I was mocked for many years for it.
Straight up.
I'm always just like, thanks, it's the trauma.
People say I'm funny, that's what I say.
We are like the 3 points of the triangle of how you become a mentally ill human.
God damn it, that's so true. See, I can say it's a disorder to when people like my personality because I literally have borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
So PD is quite literally, and I can just, whenever anyone's like, "Oh, thanks, you're so cool," and I'm like, "Thanks, it's a disorder. Get with it." And they're just like, "I have no idea how to respond to this."
Once gene splicing becomes a thing, make sure you get some of mine.
You don't want any of mine. I had a spinal tumor and it was genetic, so you don't want mine.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is true.
You can figure out how to like get around that part, then you go for it.
This is actually a good conversation to segue into what mission music is.
Oh.
Very true.
And why we are the people who started it. So I think, Blake, if you want to start that off, you are the best person to.
Yes, I shall. Dramatic pause. Drum roll. Boom. Hey! So, Mission Music was initially started as a nonprofit when what kind of happened was early 2018. I got into the local music scene through The Ones You Forgot, and I was at their show, and there were a couple jokes thrown out between the bands, like off stage, obviously, but like this is how I met Nick and everyone else in the scene. And a couple jokes were kind of thrown out about how everything's so expensive and they're all completely broke. And I go to another one of my shows, kind of thinking of that, and all of a sudden, not only do you see like so little people at these venues for them, but like I realize they're all talking about how recording's so expensive, how they're all in college, and how music is just ridiculously expensive, etc., etc. Like everything sucks financially for them, and they're just trying to get their voices heard. And I thought about that, and I'm like, bruh, what? That's stupid. Everyone should have this money. And that's kind of how Miss Music started initially as a funding platform to help musicians out. And then I was like, wait, no, I don't want to just do financial stuff. I want to make sure that everyone is able to know about these amazing artists that are 1,000 times more talented than some of these big ass bands that only play like the same 4 chords each EP. And so ultimately, Mission Music is now a platform for other musicians who need to get their voices out, specifically smaller artists, as 98% of all artists in the music scene are undiscovered or not big. And the top 2 there's only like 1% that's mainstream, and I think 1.5% that's like real big, like high tier.
Is this what Bernie Sanders was talking about when he was talking about the 1%?
It could be, you know.
Because if that's so, like, I don't want to cancel All Time Low, man. They're so good. Like,
I mean,
I'm
that's
sorry,
true.
we have to eat them.
Oh, no. I get Alex. No reason.
I get Jack.
I'll take whoever's left. I
feel like Jack's probably got like a disease.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
But that's why I love him.
I don't know. Whoever's left, I will eat them and absorb their powers. That's all I know.
Zach would be the most nutritious, so.
Yeah, Zach would be more nutritious. You need him. You'll get Zach. But yeah, so Mission Music is now kind of a platform for all musicians to get their voices heard, as well as just focusing on the whole person, and we focus on 7 main aspects of that, which you'll hear more in our mission statement, which will be announced very shortly. Probably before this podcast gets released. So feel free to just look at our social media for that.
We will have a website as well that will go further in depth on that.
Oh yeah,
I forgot. We will have a website. That's right.
This whole operation was your idea.
I completely forgot about that for a second.
Oh, Zach, you're the most unorganized person I know.
About that. Zach has the
God damn it.
Yo, Zach be spitting straight facts right now.
That's a fair point.
But like more than just a platform for promoting musicians, it's also a platform for supporting them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, like you said, we focus on the whole person, but like you were also saying how like bands like have all of these financial issues all the time. And one of the things that we saw is like one band can go on tour one time and their van can break down and that'll financially ruin them for the rest of their career. Band breaks up, blah, blah, blah. Like that's awful and we hate that. So like, we will be at some point starting, we are hoping to build the platform that smaller bands wish that they had. So that they can work through us. So like if there's something that a band would need, like if there's like an emergency like on the road during a tour or something like that, we hope to set up a system of communication and stuff to get them the help that they need, make sure that they're safe, make sure that they can get home, because we've all heard the horror stories.
Oh yeah.
But and then at some point, when I believe when the website goes up, we will be setting up the donation link, right? Yeah. So as we previously mentioned, we are a nonprofit, so like we're not like keeping money from you people. Like we are also setting aside money from ourselves so that we can help start this. But if like we want it to be the way that we want it to be, we will require donations at some point. And then my job comes in. We're also setting up. We're also like event coordinators. So we want to set up like larger scale events when those are allowed. We like being able to showcase people on our social medias. So we're gonna start setting up. If you reply to my emails, we will be setting up. We will be setting up Instagram live shows. Please.
Pretty please with the cherry on top.
I mean, also, if you have like a new single or a new album or something and you want it promoted, you are more than welcome to DM me on any of the socials and say, hey, like, hey, I'd love for you to post this at X time, and I can do that for you.
So, long story short, in more ways than we can really explain, because we're really open to just doing just about anything if it means supporting the local music scene. We are here for you the same way that music has been there for everyone.
Yeah.
I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah. And our motto, our new model, which
Did you just come up with this on the spot, or?
No.
Okay, cool.
Our motto that my website designer created for us, which is like genius, first of all, like genius, is mission music, where music is our mission.
Love it.
All right, yeah, that's pretty succinct.
Yeah.
And
music is the mission.
Music is the mission. Yes. And we have a lot of good things planned. Another thing that we aim to do one day after we build up a solid platform, and bless that cute doggo barking in the background.
I apologize. I do not have a mute button right now.
All good. Is we would eventually like to set up an underground railroad for musicians specifically. So we all know the struggles that, mainly me and Zach, because we're both musicians, is when you go on tour, it's extremely hard to find housing without breaking your bank account. Yes. Or it's extremely hard to find self-care places such as food or workouts and et cetera, et cetera. There's just a lot that goes into a tour. And we aim to build an underground railroad where a band can come to us and we can connect them with people who house the musicians for free. And we will pay them to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited about that. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be a game changer in the scene, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So like the biggest thing to remember is that like at the end of the day, we are ourselves a team, but we are looking for a team. So obviously, if you would like to join that kind of network, we are more than welcome. We are more than welcoming.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we'd have to look into these people. We're not just going to send bands anywhere.
Oh.
But,
No.
Yeah. But so send us your social security number. Don't do that.
Send me your credit card number.
I won't really know what to do if you do that.
We'll just need your bank account, every information that you have.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like a real funny story real quick. Recently I got an Instagram DM that was like from some woman, and she was like, "Would you like to be my sugar baby?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah." Kidding me? So she's asking all these questions about me, and she's like, "Oh, what do you want your allowance to be?" Blah blah blah. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah. And then as she's like, "Are there any like financial issues that you're going through right now that you want me to take care of?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my car needs fixing, and I don't really know how much it's gonna be, but it's probably like around this amount." And she's like, "Okay, so I would like to give you your first allowance starting now. I just need your bank password and username."
Oh.
And I was literally just like, "You're a fucking idiot." I blocked them.
You're so close.
Like, are you kidding me? Like there's no tact to that. Like,
I would be so mad. I'd be like, you got my hopes up for nothing.
No, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, if like on the off chance that it was legit, of course I'm gonna entertain the possibility. But like,
I'm pressing F on the world's smallest keyboard right now.
That's funny.
Let's get an F in the chat for Zach.
Yeah. If there's a comment section wherever you're watching this, please put F.
Yeah, I would be like, I want a sugar daddy or sugar mama, but like,
Yeah.
you don't touch me or talk to me or anything. You just to me.
No, yeah, of course. It would be so
That
easy
would
for
be
me
the
to get a sugar
dream.
daddy. It would be so easy for me to get a sugar daddy because I'm a little
Yeah.
twink boy. But like, like, I don't want to meet you.
Like, right?
So,
No,
like,
I'll just be honest, like, I'm a disabled artist sass mouth. Like, I don't feel like I'm very appealing to a lot of people that want someone subservient.
I mean, you'd be surprised. My best, the guy who's building our website, Anthony, he had a sugar daddy for a while, which,
nice.
wait, get this. He is the world's worst communicator ever. The worst communicator ever. And the poor sugar daddy would send him messages like 5 times a day. He'd respond like the next 3 days later.
Yep. Yeah. That sounds like me.
And after a while, he was just like, I don't think I can do this the way you want it because I'm just really bad at communicating and I just don't care enough to change that.
I just want somebody to just like send me money for existing.
Yeah.
That's all I need. That's basically what being in a band is at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, help a woman out. Like, come on. Life is hard right now.
Side note, I'm sure y'all are into animals. I know I am.
Very.
But I have a cute little surprise for you.
Wait, are we doing this in video format or just audio?
Oh,
Oh God.
she's so cute.
Oh,
Look at
for
her
those of
little
you
Hi,
listening,
Callie.
ears.
for those of you listening, what? For those of you listening on Spotify, you're really missing out right now.
She's just like this little blonde puppy, and her ears, they're so like triangular and like perky, and they're just kind of a little bit darker. And she's got a black nose, and she's so cute.
She got the
She's the
blink.
sweetest
She got
little
the
face.
pink leash. She's so lovely.
So cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
That is Callie for you. For those that don't know, I am a professional dog walker, sitter, and boarder, so I'm just constantly around dogs.
Good. The best way to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am
She
the
just loves
owner
her
of 3
feet.
dogs, so.
I have 2 dogs and a cat.
See, I got ripped off. I basically just do what Blake does for free, and that sucks. Like, I love my dogs, but damn, like,
Yeah.
do you think they could give me money? If dogs had wallets.
You tell my pets need to start paying rent.
Yeah, I was
They're
about,
on
like,
hard
if
times.
dogs had the opportunity to pay rent, I don't think that they would. I still don't think that they would do it.
I don't think so.
No.
They're like
I
your
don't
best
think
friend that just kind of
cats
mooches
would.
off you and sleeps on your couch.
Mhm.
Cats wouldn't either, because they'd be like, "Who do you think you are asking me for money? You should
It's
be
like
paying me."
Yeah.
It's like that Pete Davidson bit in his newest stand-up where he's like, I have this best friend of mine who I take care of financially, and he comes up to me, he's like, yo, guess what I just got? And I'm like, a job? and then the friend's like, nah, a kid. And then Pete's just like, oh, that's like the opposite of a job.
No, thank you.
I got
And I'm
another
like-
3 kids for you.
It really is the opposite of a job. I never thought of it that way, but thank you, Pete Davidson.
It's like a
Love it.
24/7 job, but you don't get paid for it, and you have to
Yeah,
pay
of
for
course.
it.
And no one ever thanks you.
Mhm.
And then your kids become communists and change the world around you, and suddenly that's your fault.
Oh,
Actually, I had this
Yes.
conversation with somebody at work today, and I would like to bring it up with you guys.
Sure.
So you know how like we as a generation, like pretty, like in the majority sense, we are very progressive, and
Yeah.
like
Very.
we are
Mhm.
very differing from the generation that raised us.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And like we see things continuing to go into a more progressive direction.
Mhm.
But do you think that we will see the opposite from our generation of children? Or do you think it's just going to continue to get more progressive?
From what I've seen of Gen Z, at least, because I'm a millennial, that I feel like it's getting more progressive, and so I'm hoping it will continue on that trend. And then
Yeah,
we
but
won't backtrack.
like, do you think that it's going to be more of like children not wanting to be like their parents?
I don't
No,
know,
I think
because like for me, like I feel like the only way I don't want to be like somebody like older than me is because like if they do things that I morally don't agree with or that I feel are wrong, like people in older generations like that are good people and like try to do the right thing. I admire that, and I want to be like them. So I don't know that it's necessarily like that people don't want to be like their parents so much as that they don't want to embody the bad things about their parents.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Especially if they have a
go
poor
on.
relationship with them, like then I feel like that really intensifies those feelings.
That's fair.
Yeah.
See, I just like summarily do not want to be like my parents. You know, like they were both office workers. You know, in, like these jobs that I would not say dead end. Like they've gone pretty far in their field, but like even over COVID, like my mom like got laid off.
Yeah.
So like she was making a 6-figure salary, and
Wow.
Oh wow.
but we're still living like lower middle class because like just horrible financial decisions throughout life in general. And I wouldn't say necessarily horrible I would say horrible financial situations.
Yes.
But like like I've seen like my parents are divorced. They've been divorced pretty much since I was born. They like just consistently like not happy with their lives, and I'm like I want to avoid everything to do with that. But like I'm sitting here wondering like if my kid's gonna grow up and be like, when I grow up I want to be an accountant and I want to live the American dream. And like
well, see, I kids only want to be the good aspects of their parents. And I feel that if we're good parents as a generation, which I mean, that's still kind of yet to happen, kind of, considering how young Gen Z is still. But when Gen Z becomes, like, as a generation, all parents for the most part, I can definitely see our kids getting more progressive if we pushed it enough in a positive force. Like,
Yes.
I can definitely see a lot of kids not wanting to be as progressive if, in the sense that the parents used it in a bad form.
Yeah. Okay. Yes,
As if
that's
it
a
was
really good point.
performative or like, you know,
But
like,
I feel
just extremist about it, you know?
Yeah,
Because there
yeah.
are points in time
Yeah.
where progressivism gets overbearing and just not practical.
Yeah.
or like focus
I
totally
can
on the wrong thing that's not actually
Yeah.
gonna enact systematic change. It's just for vanity.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I feel like if we push it in a positive direction and we're not too overbearing or anything about it, I can definitely see this world continuing to get more progressive.
I have a
Yes.
friend that she has 2 kids, and one of them has autism, and so the other child, she's always making sure that she's teaching her about like inclusivity and about like different people and things like that. And she was showing me on Messenger the other night this book that she got for her daughter, that it had like all these different kids that had like visible disabilities in it, and it was talking about like acceptance and like inclusivity, and I was like, that is great, I love that, I think that's wonderful. I don't ever remember seeing stuff like that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And like in my experiences, like when I was in recovery from my cancer treatment on my spine, I was using assistive devices, so I was visibly disabled at that time. And it was always the teenagers and adults, like old people were usually nice to me, but it was always younger adults and teenagers that were the meanest to me, or like give me dirty looks or point at me or laugh at me.
Wow.
Like, and it made me not want to go out in public because it was so humiliating and frustrating. And also just the accessibility issues. People claim that things are accessible, but it's literally the bare minimum, and it's very frustrating and difficult.
Yes.
And,
I was actually having this conversation with somebody at work the other day.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating and disheartening, and it makes you like not want to go and do things because you feel like you're not wanted. You feel like people are actively trying to bar you from doing things.
Yeah, and it's also weird because like even those points of accessibility were only enacted in like the 90s.
Yes.
It's
yes.
all
Like
very
it
new.
has
and it's
not
very
been a
important.
long time.
Yes. But what I was gonna say real quick with the kids though, that my experience was always that kids just had genuine curiosity about things. Like there was no hint of malice from them on anything. Like they would just come up to me and they would just ask me like, hey, why do you have a cane? And I'd say, oh, because I'm sick and it helps me walk. And they'd say, oh, okay, and then go back to what they were doing. And they were happy that I gave them an answer, and they just went on their way. Like they didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And
So
I grew up like thinking.
I feel like prejudice is like it's okay. I feel like prejudice and like all the isms and phobias, like I feel like that's all taught by parents and by society.
Most
definitely. I don't feel like we're born with that.
Most definitely.
And like I grew up thinking like that you like asking somebody that kind of thing was rude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, certainly some people get like offended by it, but like
yeah.
At the same time, like it's legitimately like I want to know more about this. Like it's not like I'm not like here trying to make fun. It's like the same kind of thought process where like someone flirts with you and you laugh thinking that they're joking.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not like trying to be mean. Like I really want to educate myself more on this issue.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times there's like a time and a place, and I feel like you kind of have to like, it's not great to like ask strangers things, but like I don't,
of course.
My like little kids are like different than like adults or teenagers, because like you can research things on your own on the internet too, but like little kids, it's kind of like an educational thing for them. But which I didn't mind doing because I felt like, you know, it was in my emotional capacity to do that, because the little child didn't expect me to get into like the gory details of why I was ill and what happened to me that was like traumatic part of it. They just wanted the very basic facts, which was fine with me. But some people, it's hard to talk about things, and for me, it's hard to talk about some aspects of things too. Still, like, it's been like 14 years, I think, now since the first surgery, and it's still I still have nightmares about it sometimes. But
well, that is trauma for you.
yeah,
That is in fact how that happens.
I loved how kids would react when I would tell them things. Like they just were like, "Oh, okay," and like
Information, new things I know about the world around me.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
I will
that
log
was
that into my memory banks.
refreshing to me. Like that made me feel so much like that was refreshing in comparison to like adults that would just give you dirty looks and like act like you were faking it because you look young and healthy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's
Like
the other
you cannot tell, you cannot see the train wreck inside of my body with looking outwardly.
Yeah. Like the woman I was talking to about this at work, she's also disabled. She gets strokes like very easily.
Wow.
Yeah.
And which I can just, it sounds terrifying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But like she was saying that like, because I work retail, I work at Vans, and like I deal with people all the time, and obviously like we require that you wear a mask when you walk into the store. But she is physically unable to wear a mask because if she's not getting enough oxygen, she's going to have a stroke. And like, so like, you know, she walks in and we're like, all right, that's fine. Just like 6 feet. And she was saying like so many other people were like, you know, just so many places just don't let her in. And they're just like, oh, you're not allowed in. It's like, okay, but like I am, because this is a disability, but she's not visibly disabled. So it's like people just assume. And I totally understand that stigma, considering the rash of people that we had just trying to get into places. But
which is like, really frustrating, because then they make it hard on people who actually have that issue. Because honestly, and they also make it unsafe for people who have that issue, because
they are the problem.
To protect themselves. And so like you should wear a mask to protect them and yourself if you're able to.
And the biggest thing is like, if getting enough oxygen is the issue, COVID is a respiratory disease. If those people get COVID, they are in more danger than anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you are legitimately trying to ruin this person's accessibility to the world at large while simultaneously endangering them, you're garbage. Like,
I agree.
But I had this moment of realization, because like I knew that she had a disability, but like initially when she walked in and I saw she wasn't wearing a mask, I didn't know who she was. Like the first time that she did, because she's a regular. But I'm like standing there and I'm like, ugh, someone's not wearing a mask. You know, this, that, and like, oh, that person is sick. And I'm like, oh, right, that's a thing that I actually have to be conscious of, because like this was right after all of the news stories about like all of those people just trying to get into places, and I was just like, this is such a strange gray area to live in. Like,
it is. And like honestly, in a perfect world, like people who truly could wear a mask would just wear one and not throw a fit about it. Because honestly, it's not a violation of your personal rights. I feel like
it's not a big deal.
I feel like it's violating other people's right to exist safely when you don't wear a mask.
Absolutely. And like it's funny because like I had masks before COVID because I just think they look cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can only do that because you're in a more heavy band.
Would you say Doubleheader is heavier?
Slightly heavier than Pop.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of in between, yeah.
I just dress like an e-boy whore, so.
You literally do. You know what's funny you say that, because I was literally watching Scott Pilgrim, and there were some outfits where I just immediately thought of you.
Oh my god, we were watching, I had an anime night with some of my friends the other night, and we started this new one, and the main character put on like his, you know, like his outfit that he's gonna wear throughout the rest of the show, and it's like this hooded tee with like short sleeve, like super short sleeves, and it's a zip up, and then he's got like ninja joggers, the ones that like the inseam goes like super low, and they're like they got like red lining on the pockets, and the hooded tee has like red detailing on the zippers, and then it's got like a skull rib cage going down it. And as soon as he put it on, everyone was just like, Zach, and I was like, me.
That's great. Side note, I don't know if y'all have heard of Calling All Captains.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so they're actually like starting to boom. they have over 30,000 listeners on Spotify right now.
Yeah, no, they blew up real fast.
Yeah, and they are, I think, announced they're doing something with a guy from Silverstein.
Oh wow.
So
Oh yeah, he does do stuff.
yeah, and so I just want to point that out because it's just so cool to see like a band that's not problematic
Oh my God,
in
yeah.
the scene blow up.
I saw this series on TikTok that this guy was making, and I'm thinking of posting some to the socials so like just people are aware. But he was like bands that we can no longer listen to anymore because of things they've done, and I was like, oh no.
Lovely. Oh my God,
I
there's
just
so
hate
many.
this. I'm just like holding my breath. I'm just like, please don't be one of
That's-
my favorites.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing though. Like, you know, people like I really like once a band is canceled, I'm like, no, I can't listen to them. And like, God forbid they're canceled and I don't listen to them already. I'm like, if I ever start getting into them, I would literally rather die. But like,
I get like just I can't think about anything other than like what I've heard that they did when I listen to anybody bad. And I'm just like, nah, we're turning this off.
Like, Sleeping with Sirens, A Day to Remember. Holy shit.
Sleeping with Sirens?
Yeah.
Oh, the Kellen cheating thing?
Not even just that. I think it's either Jack or Justin. I forget which one. Starts with a J.
It's always the J names.
Always, yeah. One of them.
Not always. My brother has a J name and he's a wonderful person.
Maybe. One of them got outed as trigger warning for those listening. Turn it off if you cannot listen. Like, just skip ahead about 30 seconds to a minute if you're triggered by sexual assault or rape comments. With that being said, they got outed of sexually assaulting / raping a teenage girl.
Oh wow!
Right. Love when that happens.
So disgusting.
And A Day to Remember got outed as doing something very.
Oh yeah, Day to Remember. I can't even.
Yeah.
That pisses. I mean, I know that like their whole thing is that they're dealing with it legally, and that like they can't talk about it because that would be like defamation and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but at the same time, it's like they've put things out since those allegations happened without making a public statement about it, and that is the most disgusting thing in the world to me. Like, ugh, fuck you. But that's the other thing is like I totally understand when people like will still listen to a band that like did that kind of thing. I don't totally understand, but I understand where it comes from because like, you know, like these are all bands that like have helped us all through like insanely rough patches in our lives. Like these are our support system. And like when you find out that someone in your support system is like a horrible person, then yeah, obviously it's going to be just world crushing, but like when like you still need that support, like the music is the thing that helps you, it's not the person. And like and honestly, like streaming doesn't, it's not like you're supporting a band. Streaming doesn't make anybody money anymore. Like anybody.
Well, unless you're a part of the labels.
Well, but even then, like it's like what, 0.1 cent to every like 1,000 streams or something like that.
Oh wow.
No, it's a gross number. It's I might have just been embellishing it, but like no, it's really really bad. It's to a point where Spotify released something saying that if you give up your song royalties, they'll just give you like better algorithmic placing.
Oh no.
It's gross.
No,
it's really really terrible.
Payola.
But there's now a option to like kind of like a Patreon type thing to like donate to an artist through Spotify, which I have been hoping for like for a long time. I just think that they need to really flesh that out because it's not a lot right now. But
no, it's nothing.
Yeah, once they make Spotify more of a platform for the artist rather than a platform for listening to them, then I think it'll really turn the music scene on its head.
To see that for sure.
So
because they say music is dying because of that, but like
So a little fun fact. I sing in Honestly Me, as most people know. And I was looking at our payment from like Spotify. So
Mhm.
4,000 listens on Spotify made me a total of $3.25.
Yep.
That's what it feels like selling through some of these dropship websites as an artist. It's like I can sell something that's like $30, and if I'm lucky, I get like $2 from it. It's just like I appreciate every sale because it adds up. It's something, you know. But like when you're struggling and you're not out there super well,
Yeah.
it takes a lot.
Do you do Redbubble?
I'm actually about to get a Redbubble account because I'm not super happy with the other site that I'm using because it is incredibly buggy, at least on the artist end. Like, it's almost impossible to use. Like, it had me frustrated to the point of tears on multiple occasions. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's...
So I opened a Redbubble account while the other site was not working. Like, while I was trying to upload stuff and it was being uncooperative, and I was like, screw this, I'm opening a Redbubble account right now and I'm going to start uploading on it very soon.
Hey, at least pain breeds art.
That's true.
You can make art about how much you hate that website.
That's kind of what I just do in my music. I just kind of make things about how much I hate everything.
Yeah,
I really want to branch out more into like surrealism and stuff, but a lot of the time I've been doing like a lot of studies, so that way I can learn how to make things really well. Because like now, like sunsets used to take me days to make, and I can make one in like probably 2 or 3 hours.
And
which
like
is
that's
a huge improvement.
That is really cool that you're doing that, because like I find I dropped a water bottle. With any art medium, you can sit down and really like study the intricacies of like something that you like, that you appreciate, something that you want to in some way emulate and make your own. And you can study it and you can figure it out. Like, I can't tell you how many hours I've spent listening to J-Rock, like just like trying to figure it out. But like at the same time, like, you know, we're gonna talk to a member of Waters Deep soon, and Waters Deep, incredible band, and they literally just sound like J-Rock.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
they're so good.
Honestly,
and, like,
I love Waters Deep.
I need to check them out.
They are
I feel like I have a
Yes.
huge list of people I need to listen to. I'm trying to work through it.
Yeah,
so
it takes a while. We've all been there.
Yeah. Also,
it's like my list of books I want to read.
It's like it also sucks because when you have that list, you're gonna find a band that you really like, get really into them, and then get stuck on them for a while.
Yeah.
I had that list, you know, back in like high school. I started listening to The Cab, fell in love with The Cab, and never got around to A Day to Remember.
Like I found Sleep Token one day, and I was like, this is my primary source of serotonin for the next month.
Yep.
Yeah, that was me with Calling All Captains actually just recently. I got into them and I just can't stop listening to anything else. That's all I can listen to.
I do that. I'll find something I really like and I'll just listen to it on repeat a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Like, this makes my brain like bathed in happy chemicals, so we're just gonna hang out here for a while.
Yeah.
Blake, also, what were you gonna? Yeah.
Look at the camera.
Oh, sorry, you weren't up on screen for a sec. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Blake is holding the precious puppy again, and her face is all squished up, and she's so freaking adorable. I can't stand it. I wish I could reach through the camera and touch her.
Can she hear me? Can she hear me? Can I say something to her?
No. Yes, but you can. I got
okay,
this.
Cool.
Wait.
Hey, honey.
Go.
We're trying to record a podcast here.
I love you.
They're trying to record a podcast. You're not wrong.
You should put her on the credits.
Yes, she will be in the credits.
She will.
She's our guest. She is our guest for this podcast.
Yes.
That is actually a good thing to mention. For the most part, our podcast will be featuring a guest.
Yes.
We will be obviously open to hosting a vast majority of people, based entirely on my discretion. So, you know, but like,
flattery and bribery will take you many places.
Yes, absolutely. But we're down to listen to anything that you have to say. We're down to host anybody whose message that we believe in, anything like that. We don't want our podcasts to be like a huge just like, oh, hey, tell us more about your record. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, we definitely focus more on the artistic side of things and the emotional support side of things.
Yes.
So
also, we just want to get to kind of know you as an artist. Like, who are you?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you love? Like, what drives you?
Having said that, we're pretty open to anyone and everyone. We're pretty inclusive. We don't care who you are or what you do.
Yep.
The only thing that
no
we
genre
ask,
specifications either.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that we ask is that you're not racist or a bigot or ableist or anything like that. You're not a fascist.
One day, just to hear
not trapped.
Side.
Not trapped. Pretty much, as long as you're not trapped.
No, but that said, if Trapped asked to be on the podcast, I would be like, can we just argue with them?
Yeah.
Just shit on them.
Yes.
I was trying to start a fight with them on Twitter for months.
Yeah.
For months.
Dude, they never replied to me. Neither does Ronnie Radke.
They never replied to me either.
Oh my God.
To so many people, but they would not reply to me, and it made me so mad.
They would
like,
never
fight with me.
I don't have my emo card because like Ronnie Radke never blocked me on Twitter.
Oh my God. So, fun fact. I gave Caitlin permission to roast the fuck out of Trapped on social media, and then not even 48 hours later, they got suspended on social media.
I'm just saying.
Like, come on! But here's the crazy thing: they replied and bullied Good Noise Podcast, which I was so angry about. Like,
I know.
You can bully anyone you want, but just don't bully my friends at Good Noise Podcast.
Dude, Good Noise are literally the best. But I'm just saying, like, have you ever seen, like, like it only took 48 hours after we started bullying them for them to get suspended. So think about it. Have you ever seen Mission Music Podcast and God in the same room at the same time?
My roasting was that powerful.
God, that was great.
I'm very good at roasting people. I'm very nice until you're a terrible person, then this.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
One day, we're just gonna have like some really racist, horrible people on the podcast just to hear what they have to say and then shit on them.
Yes.
I roasted my own great aunt for being a Trump supporter and in public fashion.
Oh my God! Great Aunt Billy's public meltdown. Her public.
Jesus, it's just.
She deserved it. She told me that I was going to burn in hell. Basically, she basically told me to burn in hell, and I was like,
damn, I hope so. All the cool people are going there.
Billy,
it's literally like, do I want to go to Bible camp or a frat party? It's like, oh, I'll figure it out.
Billy, I'm a Christian too. Just because I'm liberal doesn't, like, a very liberal person does not mean that I don't believe in Jesus.
Yeah, right. Like,
did we read the same Bible? Like,
oh my God, that's my favorite.
Oh my God.
This is the hypocrisy.
Like, Jesus was a radical leftist, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
And he was brown.
Yes. Now, having said all this, Zach, I am gonna have Caitlin after this podcast tag you in those photos because you are just going to crack up.
I need to add you on Facebook.
I'm never on Facebook anymore, but please do.
Well, too bad you're on Facebook for these screenshots. If not, Caitlin, you have my full permission to send them in. You have my full permission to send them in our group chat.
Just post them on Twitter and tag me.
Oh my God. Like, it's tempting, but I have my art page name in there, and I'm like, I don't know if I want the whole world to see
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
My family is like,
yeah.
It got intense because like some other people joined in and started roasting her, including some of my friends. And she ignored pretty much anything watchable, and she was very hateful to everyone, of course. And I'm like, well, she got mad at me because I said I didn't feel like it was my place to judge people on anything, and I said that I told her I believe in radically loving people because that's what Jesus taught people to do. And she was like, no, it's our place to judge people. And I'm like, is it?
Yeah. No, because you see, white is right.
Oh my God.
fucking hate.
Like, because I said, this whole meltdown started because I said I don't want people following me if you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because like I know like a lot of my art is like nature, like pop art stuff. It's not really like political in any nature, just because like I'm kind of terrified to touch on that in art.
But it's not for you.
But,
Yeah.
I'm kind of exactly. Yeah. So like I don't know who my audience is exactly. And so that's why I was like, if you're a Trump supporter, get off my page. So, like, I don't want like a bunch of people who condone racism, ableism, homophobia, sexism, etc., etc.
Transphobia.
Oh yeah, transphobia, and of course treason. More recently, like
aggressively snaps. Aggressively snapping.
I just fucking.
I was just like, because that's crazy. Like, why would you support that? Like, how can you possibly say that you're a good and moral person and support that?
It's like, no, because Trump is the second coming of Jesus.
Like, I don't get this. I'm like, where? Like, when did Jesus ever disrespect women like this, or any other group for that matter? Like, show me. But
Jesus did hang out with as many prostitutes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like pretty much everybody that anybody hated, Jesus hung out with them.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Like, because that's who he's here for, is like people that are marginalized. Like, he's not here, and he's even like told rich people off. Like, he told a rich guy to sell all his stuff. Like,
yes. That being
he's
said,
not here for the rich.
This all being said, I did also follow a Twitter page called "Did Joe Biden Release Children from Cages Today?" And every day that he doesn't, they just tweet no.
They need to, like, see, that's the thing, is like, that's something else important I wanted to say, like, because we're on the topic of politics, is that just because we have a Democrat in office, like, this isn't all over.
Yeah, no,
of course.
Trump may be gone from office, but his supporters are not. So while we can spend like a day to a week really grateful that Trump is gone, because that needs to be known and celebrated, we still have a shit ton of work to do. And having said all this, Mission Music obviously is the most inclusive space that we try to make it, but we do not support people who support terrorism in any form, cough Trump and his supporters. So if you
can be a conservative, you just can't be a Trumpy.
Yeah. What I mean is, all I mean is, if you are supporting Trump in any shape or form, or any of his supporters, we don't want that. But you can be conservative or leftist or libertarian. I don't fuck. I don't care.
As long as you're not a horrible fucking person.
Yeah. Pretty much.
As long as you're not like trying to harm other people in some way or another, we really don't care what your.
As long as you don't think that your feelings on any matter just completely wipe out anybody else's feelings on the same matter.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't want an abortion, just don't get one.
Exactly.
That's my favorite thing. It's just.
I know, because that's crazy to me. Because like,
just don't be gay and get married.
Exactly. Like, I'm pro-choice, and people sit there and act like that means I'm pro-abortion, and I'm like, no, I'm pro-choice, which means I'm saying that it's not my decision to make that decision for somebody else.
Now, my favorite thing ever was Tommy Lahren getting fired for saying that.
Oh my god.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. That was crazy. Now, I think that's a wonderful place to end, because we are running out of time, but I want to thank each and every one of y'all listeners for checking us out. We are Mission Music. This is OnlyBands, and we're going to do our outro in 3, 2, 1.
Gucci gang out of here.
No.
I didn't know you were counting down that fast.
Meet me up, Scotty.
I guess you could say you could meet me at the altar.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to throw a band pun in there.
Oh, jeez, this guy stinks.
Hi, I'm Blake.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Zach.
And this is OnlyBands.
OnlyBands.